During World War II, my dad was in the Army Air Corps, was a navigator in B-17s, and got shot down.
They landed in Nazi-occupied France. The people of the French resistance rescued him, and they smuggled him all the way through the country.
And they helped my dad get back to his life. Upon returning to the States, my mom and dad met. They married soon thereafter.
They moved back to St. Louis, and they started a rug cleaning company.
The staff, which is quite much larger now, helps people get back to their lives. We were on vacation, and I became pretty sick. I had very, very bad pain and hard time breathing, and Joyce said, we got to go to the emergency room, and within a couple hours, we were looking for plane flights home.
We actually got the final news sitting at our kitchen counter, and our primary care physician, who I worked for, called and said, yes, you have large B-cell lymphoma. So all the fears that the word cancer brings to the forefront start flooding your mind, and they sure flooded mine.
Nobody can get a cancer diagnosis without being concerned about the person actually passing away.
I was engaged to be married. Was I still going to get married? And was my dad going to still be able to walk me down the aisle?
The business, the kids, the grandkids, these are all things I'm not going to be able to experience if I don't get through this.
But we just took it one day at a time, and that's all. I mean, that's all anybody can do in life.
I actually didn't even really know how serious it was at that moment because of how matter-of-fact he shared what his plan was.
He started on R-CHOP, which is a very common regimen for
it's a combination
lymphoma
of stuff, yeah.
patients. But he also had to have chemo in his central nervous system.
We ended up going to the Mayo Clinic, and they said, we think you need to be on a much more difficult regimen, which meant from going 1 day a week to being on chemo 4 days a week every 3 weeks. And then every time I'd have around, they would increase the dosages 30 to 50%.
For my mom, I saw it shift in her just to become his caregiver.
To try to kind of keep everything together and make sure that Dad was getting everything that he needed.
Every low point in my life, she was there to help hold me up. And the parallel to cancer support community is really rather uncanny because that's what they do. They support people to help them get through the difficult times.
Everything we do here is cost-free. We don't want to add to the financial burden that cancer already gives people. What we do here is meet people where they're at. We find out what kind of things are you struggling with, and we point them in the direction that best suits them. Maybe they want to talk to other people in a support group, or maybe they just simply want information about making a treatment decision, or maybe they want to know, how do I keep my body as healthy as it can be while I'm in treatment? So I want to go to a cooking class or movement classes. They can come here and do social activities with one another. People would be surprised at how much laughter is in this space.
And at that time, you need somebody who says, I got you, and we're gonna help you through the journey. And Cancer Support Community walks that journey with people.
You know, got to be feeling good, and I'm going back to work. I want to get back there because I don't want people to think I'm dying. But I didn't stay very long.
And after he returned, we didn't talk about business in the same way. But you know what we talked about? We talked about Dean and Audrey, my kids.
It certainly changed my relationship with my dad. Challenges that we had ever had were gone, and all that was there was all the love.
He ultimately has become this great retired guy.
He is lighter and more carefree now than he ever was before cancer.
We are 12 years post-cancer. We are grateful that we've been able to see all of our grandchildren. I think 7's going to be our total. And we're a part of their lives, part of our kids' lives. And there's another life on the other side of cancer.